Universal basic income is a brilliant idea, especially in view of the failures of the welfare state. If you look at the welfare state now, it has grown into a kind of securitized, weaponized system against the poor. It is a system for humiliating the poor, for putting them through various hoops to prove that they are deserving poor. It's a very expensive system, both in terms of the emotional effect that it has on the people that have to prove that they deserve benefits, and also in terms of the actual economics of it. So the idea that everybody should have an income, independently of whether they're rich or poor, that comes from the collective. And then that can be the basis for them to unfold their talents and their creativity without having to do demeaning work. This is a great idea. The question is, where is this income going to come from? I personally don't believe it should come from taxation. And it shouldn't come from taxation for a number of reasons, one of them being political. If you take, for instance, a blue-collar worker that struggles all day in a factory or on a shop floor or working for Amazon, whatever, and you tell him, usually him, could be a her, that another person will be sitting on the couch watching television, being supported by the state to do this, you are creating a huge political clash there within the working class. So I'm against that. But if you say to the population, independently of which social class they belong to, that these days capital is socially produced, capital goods. Take, for instance, the capital stock of Google. To a large extent, it is produced by all of us. Every time we search something on the Google search engine, we are adding to the capital stock of Google. This is not just a consumer transaction. So if capital is socially produced, why are the returns to capital privatized? On what basis? To cut a long story short, my proposal has been for a number of years now what we call a universal basic dividend. So I believe that a percentage of all shares of all companies, should go into a public equity trust, like a wealth fund for society, and the dividends should be distributed to every member of society equally. So a universal basic income, but the income comes from returns to capital, not from taxation. Whether you agree with this universal basic dividend proposal or not, it is clear to me, at least to me, that we need global governance. Take free trade. If you're going to have free trade, and I do believe that we need free trade. I'm not in favor of erecting border fences and stopping people from selling their wares into our countries. If you're going to have free trade, you better have it along with regulations that make sure that there's no social dumping. So my advice, for instance, to somebody who agrees with Donald Trump against NAFTA is, you want to renegotiate NAFTA, renegotiate it. But not in order to reduce tariffs, but in order to say to Mexico, if you want to continue as part of NAFTA, you're going to pay a living wage to Mexican workers. So yes, I'm all in favor of global governance. And in that context, universal basic dividend could work, and it could work quite nicely, actually.
Get smarter faster with new videos daily at 5 a.m. Eastern.